Where do missionaries go, Darren?
Missionaries go to where people are lost, just like maybe these people. Hey, do you guys know who Jesus is?
Do you know who I am?
Well, you know Jesus loves you, right?
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Where do missionaries go? Wherever God has called them, actually, but a missionary can be anywhere. Your neighborhood is a mission field. You could have neighbors, friends at school, people you work with who haven't heard about God or His Word, and that right there is a place where you can be a missionary.
Hi guys, so the question is, do you have to leave your hometown to be a missionary? You do not. You do not have to leave your hometown to be a missionary. You can be a missionary in your neighborhood, in your school, with your family, with people that you meet at the store. Missionaries tell people about Jesus, so you could do that in your own hometown. You do not have to leave.
You can be a missionary wherever you're at. You do not have to leave your hometown to go and do mission work for God. You can be a missionary in your school, in soccer club, in dance practice, wherever you're at a park, at home, with your family, wherever, you can do God's work.
Absolutely not. You can do it in your own neighborhood, you can do it in a park, you can do it in a school, you can do it in your own house. You can tell your family, neighbors, anywhere. You can be a missionary anywhere.
Not at all. People in your town, in your street, even your own house, they all need to know the Lord. And your job as a missionary is, if you're saved, you know Jesus, to go out and share the good news, and so they can come to know Him too.
Are there places missionaries won't go?
Oh, hey, Greg here again. Didn't see you there. Was being super responsible working on my typewriter from the 1920s. Is there any place a missionary won't go? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Unless it's in the sewer. Sewer people, though they do need Jesus, is a dangerous kind of people, a dangerous race, and they shouldn't be trifled with. So, if you're going to be bold missionary, you go to the sewer people. But there is not a place in the world that missionaries won't go.
Are there places missionaries won't go? Let me ask you this. Is there a place that God won't go? That God won't meet you at or be with you and walk with you? No, because God's everywhere and He will go everywhere and be everywhere. So missionaries too, they're gonna go into every single place, whether that's here at home, whether that's in an unknown land that hasn't been explored yet. They're gonna go and they're gonna do awesome work.
They go everywhere. They go to the ends of the earth, Bible call this too. Doesn't mean they don't go there without being hurt. Sometimes they go there and they get hurt and they put their life in jeopardy to love them as God loved them. So no, they can go anywhere, but it can be scary being a missionary.
Do you have a favorite missionary in the Bible?
Hold on, Winter's asking me questions again, being rude. Do I have a favorite? Yes, I have a favorite missionary in the Bible. You got Paul, you got Silas, you got a plethora of them, and Paul is like the legend, right? He's like the Michael Jordan. But you got a lot of great men and women that went around and were missionaries, and they were planting churches, really awesome stuff. But Paul's a legend. You can't hate on him.
I would say Jonah, for a really simple reason. Jonah had the craziest adventure basically on his mission. I don't know if you'd even call it an adventure, but basically he was swallowed by a giant fish in the process of getting spit up on this place where he was supposed to go preach about God in other lands. And so anytime fish guts and vomit are involved in a mission, I'm for it.
You have to say Paul. Paul was not the greatest man there was. Everybody hated him. And then one day Jesus opened his eyes and he turned a complete 180. His 360 wouldn't work.
And sometimes we go back to the beginning to say we don't get the story right. I would say Paul as well, because I feel like it represents how we can have preconceived notions on things. And Paul had his mind made up of the disciples and the good news and Jesus' story until Jesus met him exactly where he was and opened his eyes literally. And so I just really feel like Paul is the perfect example of a missionary, because he came from a place of complete disbelief into the most strongest belief, and he shared that wholeheartedly.
If I had a favorite missionary from the Bible, it would probably be Jonah. Jonah was a man that was called to Nineveh by God to go and share his love, but he didn't really like those people, so he tried running away from God. After he got onto a boat and he went and got into a storm, he was swallowed up by a big fish, and eventually that fish spit him out on the land, and he was going to Nineveh, and he shared his love of God.